One of the most interesting aspects of creating this MOOC was the opportunity to see the guest speakers' interest and willingness to share their stories. As we close out the course, I know they would like to talk about why they place such a high value on educating others.
As you know, I've thought long and hard about this and doing this video type session with you. In the end, I think I've come to the conclusion that first, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem, right? And I guess another way of saying that is if you don't control your own destiny, someone else will, right? And I guess instead of courage, you may say I'm stubborn. And so to that end, I decided I wanted to control, in a sense, my own destiny. And just like I spoke that my family sometimes does not like me to talk about this, it's important for me to do that. It's almost a catharsis for me, right? And hopefully educational to others. Beyond that, I like what Elizabeth Edwards said sometime before she died, just shortly before she died. And this is what she said. She said, I want people to remember that when the winds blew, and they did, that I was never blown away. I simply adjusted my sails and arrived with my fate. I like that. And that's kind of why I think it's important for all of us, anyone with any disability, to speak about it and to be proactive about it, because the winds are going to blow. And again, I just want to adjust my sails so that I can arrive safely.
People with the disabilities are out there. I think constant education of what somebody like me has to deal with can not only help myself, but it also helps the person that should be asking those questions too. Be respectful, be appropriate, and I mean we're just people too. I mean, I know that's, again, sounds cliche, but you know we have goals, we have dreams. This has not stopped my life. This is actually, you know, there was a fork in the road. My injury happened, which was coincidentally, it happened at NIU, right down the street from here. I fell off a bridge, and that's how I got injured. And I dealt with some major rehabilitation. And that injury itself was the fork in the road. My life was going one way. A person that was making rash decisions all the time in different aspects of his life. And then all of a sudden, this veered off to the other side, but it opened a whole different widespread opportunities. When people look in with somebody with disabilities, some people say, oh, well, you know what, gosh, that's just too bad. I'm so sorry that happened to him. I'm like, I'm not sorry right now. This is a blessing in disguise. I'm doing so many cool things with my life that I would not have if I wasn't injured. And again, that's that double-edged sword. And that's the way I look at it. I veered down this road, and I'm looking at the journey ahead of me and not the road behind me. It's important.
As a therapist, from physical therapy in health science fields, you will see a clinician, and quite often, and I just had this maybe about 3 weeks ago, she asked me, she said, well, how long have you been wheelchair bound, you know? And I kind of burst out and laughed, and she kind of looked, you know, and I had to apologize for that. But I'm going to bring her material as far as how to address people with different disabilities, and hopefully it'll be helpful to her, because we cannot assume that just because a person is in a medical field or because a person has a doctorate degree that they understand everything about you. It's forever an experience in teaching others.